Hi guys, and welcome to a cold day at Fisherwick Lakes. Now we're going to do a lovely little winter warmer for you today on Bankside Cuisine. We've been to the Hungry Carpet, we've seen Anton, we've got some of his superb little lamb steaks that are marinated in garlic and rosemary. Going to be doing that with a nice little cassoulet of mushrooms and butter beans. So without further ado, let's start cooking. First of all, pan's on a medium heat. I've got the, as you can see, the open section of the Ridge Monkey combi pan. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of oil. I don't want a load of oil in there. This is just sunflower oil in a spray. It's not one of the 1 cow pressurized ones. It's just oil in a spray bottle. So we're going to open this. Now there's 2 steaks in there. The smell of this is fantastic. I wish you really could smell this. What we're going to do, there's a little bit of juice in there. As you can see, we're actually going to keep that because I want to use that in the cooking process a little bit later. So we can see the pan smoking, the oil smoking there. And you can hear that sizzle straight away as they go in. And that's what you want. You don't want to be putting meat into a cold pan. You want that sizzle there. Start cooking it straight away. Now, at the same time as these going in, I've got in here a couple of shallots that I've just diced up. Shallots are a little bit sweeter than an onion. If you've got an onion, you can use an onion. You could use a red onion. I just happen to have these to hand at home already, so I've just used shallots. They're going to go into the pan. And we're just going to start moving those around. And just flick over that lamb ever so quickly. Now what we want to do is we're going to keep turning the lamb. We don't want it just to cook on one side then turn it over and cook on the other. We want to cook it evenly from both so we get the right texture in the middle. So we're just going to keep moving all of that around. Now the next part, I want these mushrooms to start cooking down. Now I might not use all of these if I'm honest. There's about 4 mushrooms there. They were quite large, so I've just sliced them. I'm going to put them through. I'm not going to use them all this time. So you can always have a bag ready sliced, keep these for your breakfast in the morning, go with your bacon or your sausage sandwiches. Now you notice I haven't put any extra oil in. We only wanted a little bit of oil in that pan. These mushrooms are going to start cooking. You've got all the steam coming out of the lamb. You've got the oil coming off the skin from there. But we're also going to be putting in some liquids in a minute, so those are just going to absorb that as well and cook from there. Flick that lamb back over. And we can see that lamb's already starting to colour up beautifully. You've got those flavours that are coming through there. The smell, as I said, is fantastic. That rosemary is really, really working well, and the garlic. And that's why we kept that sauce. Now, as I said, I'm going to add that sauce back into the pan now. And what we're going to do with that, we're going to use that as a flavour base ready for the cassoulet. So we've already got the mushrooms in there, we've already got the shallots. We're going to use this sauce now. That's going to create a bit of steam. We're going to get the flavour out of that as well, and then that's going to just help start slowly cooking that lamb through. Now by using these 1-pan cookery methods, what you're actually getting, you're getting all the flavour out of that lamb. That's just going to go into the sauce. Now we've still got a couple of ingredients as we've got here. We've got some butter beans. We're going to finish off with some cream. The next one to go in though is a bit more garlic. Now I'm a chef, I love garlic. It's one of my 5 a day, along with butter, as I keep telling you. So we're just going to put about a teaspoon of garlic extra into there. As you all know from other videos, I always carry a tube of this. It's ready done, it's ready pureed. You don't need to do anything, there's no hassle on the bank. So you can see those mushrooms are starting to absorb the flavours from that juice that we've put in. That's reducing nicely as well. That's the liquids from the lamb that's coming out mixed with that marinade. So you know, we don't want to waste those flavours. They're in there, you want to keep them. Right, so as you'll see there in the pan, that's really, really thickened up. So all of the protein from the lamb that's come out, the juices have come out, that's thickening up. It's just concentrating that flavour. So the next tip that we're going to use, we've got these butter beans. Now they're already soaked in water. What we're actually going to do ring pull so it's easier on the bank, but we're going to use that water in there as well. So the whole thing goes in, and that water is just going to help to loosen these flavours, mix that through. And they're all that's already starting to come out superb. Now, traditionally a cassoulet might be cooked through the oven. Obviously, we're not going to do that on the bank. It's a very loose play on a cassoulet, but the flavours are there. The beans, that's what makes a cassoulet. So we've got the beans in there. The lamb's going to cook into that, and the sauce is just going to come out fantastic. And it's almost like a little winter stew that we're going to be creating here. Right guys, so as you can see in the pan, that lamb's now been simmering away for about 7-8 minutes. You've got all of the flavours coming out. I can't keep saying how fantastic this smells. The butter beans are there, the mushrooms are in there, the garlic. What we're going to do now is add a little bit of double cream to that. Now I've just got a small pot of double cream. Probably going to use about half of that. So we're just going to... You don't have to add the cream in, but I actually do quite like the creaminess that runs through with those flavours, the garlic, the lamb, the mushrooms. It really does work well. So that's just cooking up there. And you'll also notice as well, using double cream, it actually slightly thickens that sauce as well. Now the one last ingredient that we're going to get into there, I've just got, as you'll see here, I haven't chopped it, we've got some flat leaf parsley. And I'm literally just going to pick these leaves apart and throw them into there. And yeah, that's just going to impart a lovely little savoury taste. The lamb naturally is quite a sweet meat. The mushrooms are quite sweet, the garlic, so just adding this parsley just helps to balance, give you a stunning little flavour profile. Season it up. We've got nice little bit of black pepper into there. Some Cornish sea salt. Right guys, that cream's been in there for a couple of minutes now. It's just simmered down, it's thickened up beautifully, the flavours are immense. So all that's left to do now is plate up. I'm just going to turn the stove off. So our lamb's braised nicely there. We've just got the little bit of cassoulet. So all we'll do is just lift that into the bowl. Now think about the flavours as well. You know, these are just the flavours that I've done for this dish. You might want to put a little bit of smoked paprika in there. You could add a touch of saffron into it as well. Some mint. Mint would really work well with the lamb. So we've just got this sauce there. We're just going to lift off one of these lamb steaks and put that onto there. And there you go. Now, as I say, as always, my food, it's big enough for one if you're hungry, or two if there's a couple of you. Now, my last finish on this, I always carry a tube of this. It's pure garlic granules. I use it in a lot of my cooking. It adds a really, really nice flavour boost. So we are just going to season the top of the lamb. With an extra touch of garlic. And there we have garlic and rosemary lamb steaks with a mushroom and butterbean cassoulet. Perfect for a cold winter's day like today.